We're in. We're in. Hello, hello. Transetta, Just Sean. Grateful for another space. I will be back finishing up my video. All right, Transetta, Just Sean, hello. Good to see you all in the chat. Hold on. I wonder. I gotta check this. My chat is what? This is quite interesting. Technological. There we go. What is this? Wagwan? What's up, Morcie? Hello, Wagwan. So interesting saying your username. It sounds like it's the Jamaican, like, what's up? How do I say? Patois. How is everyone feeling today? Make sure my mic's good. Mic's good. All right. Technology. Getting that set up. Oh, I gotta light the candle. Cheers to Here Now. Here Now live stream number 16. I'm so grateful. 16 live streams. 16 live streams. So grateful for the space. So grateful for the community. So grateful to be surrounded by like-minded individuals, all with the intent to heal, to remember who we are, walk in our purpose, be here now. Yes, it is. You already know. Nice. What, Wagwan, is this your first Here Now live stream? I feel like it is. Just Sean, feeling good. Day 1 of breaking 2 habits. So I'm focusing on staying strong and being creative. Nice, Sean. So nice to hear that you are continuing each day to step forward in your creativity. I know it feels good to break those habits. Sometimes in the beginning it's a little, but when you keep on one foot in front of the other, it's like you forget about those habits. And it's like a new life. You don't feel the attachment anymore. You made a whole new life, especially when you step into the new space you're in, the new season, you step into it and it feels so good. And your energy so high. You definitely don't want to look back. I feel like I'm going through something similar. Breaking a couple habits, and at this point I'm like, I'm not going back because it feels great here. Feels nice here. Louie, welcome back. Louie. Wagwan. Yes, it is, but I've been watching your vids over a year now. You help out a lot. So grateful that you have been watching my videos. So grateful it's been over a year. I'm always so pleased, so appreciative of whenever I receive that. And there are people who have been watching my videos. So I'm so glad they've been helping you. And I'm glad you made it to Here Now live streams. Welcome to this beautiful space. I've got some tea here. I don't know if anyone's got some tea with them. If you don't, go brew some. a little relaxing tea. Prepare yourself for some Here Now live stream. Take a sip. Very nice. Gratitude is the attitude. What? Let me tell you. Gratitude. Oh, you know what's great is that I've been noticing since beginning Here Now live streams, gratitude has, I would say, expanded within my life in terms of how often each day it's like even more. And my awareness of what gratitude does just for us as beings, as human beings, it's unbreakable. The fears that may arise, that may come from the external world, when you have a daily practice of gratitude, nothing can break you. Like, nothing can confuse you because you're so grounded in the now. That's what gratitude does. So, man, gratitude is the attitude. Yes. Yes, indeed. Louis, I feel the topic you have decided to go with for this live stream is one I feel has come at the right time for me. I felt intuitively it was a perfect topic. One that we all need to hear, especially if you feel like you have a purpose, you have a mission, right? You know, there's so much that is being given on the internet. It's this age of all of this information, and all of it feels relevant. You know, you might open it up and you have this new update here and this new update there, and it feels like we must constantly need to be connected. It's important for us to develop a sense of awareness to know when enough is enough, you know? When to ground ourselves, what spaces to put ourselves in, what spaces are most healthy for us. So yeah, this topic, I'm definitely feeling inspired to continue discussing it. It's huge. And we seriously, we've got to take care of our minds. Like, observing the mind, that is the biggest, I would say the main practice that I share on this channel. Observing the mind is the foundation for everything I share. Immediately puts you in the present moment, right? I always say, we are beyond the busy mind. You are beyond the busy mind. And what does it mean? The moment you observe, you are beyond. It doesn't need to be anything out of this world. You don't need to fly out into 10 other dimensions, right? It's actually simpler than we think. It's that moment of awareness when we are fully aware. That moment you are beyond. In that moment, you don't get caught up in those negative thought loops. You are in a space where you see and you can say, look at that thought. I know where that came from. Or look at that thought. Where did that come from? Either way, there's enough space, there's enough separateness there for us to see fully instead of that continuous reaction. No one wants to live in a state of reactivity. No one does. And many people aren't fully aware of that. Like, for many, that is all they know because that's their environment. So being non-reactive is quite new. And it's not that, it's more of like getting the word out there, or like having Here Now live streams, or, continuously sharing this practice. It's powerful. It's deep. It's transcendental. Immediately, you're aligned with source. Your awareness and your mind aligned, rather than the mind completely consuming. Awareness is aware enough to recognize, That's the biggest practice, recognizing. And then space is everything. Space is, I'm still diving into learning, understanding, but space, right? Space can look like a pause, like pausing before you respond to someone. It doesn't even have to be when you're upset or you're feeling some discomforting emotion. It could literally be like someone asked you a normal question, and you just take a moment to pause before answering. That space, that, I would like to say, nothingness, no thingness, it's that goes deep. Wagwan. I know, right? It's key for real. It is key. You want to talk about key? Man. I say this. I shared this with my friend today. When you're able to consciously respond rather than unconsciously react, you have so much control of your inner world and your outer world. When I say, I mean, you feel taken care of by you. Like, that's self-love. Self-love, taking care of your mind, pausing, inviting in space, right? Making the conscious choice to say, today, I will consciously respond to what arises within me. I will consciously respond to what comes around me. And I will bring awareness to any unconscious reactivity that arises, right? No one can influence you when you make the choice to consciously respond. It's in that reactivity that manipulation can happen anytime. Because it's just, that's what we see online. That's what we're seeing online. This constant reactivity, no space, high stimulation. With all this high stimulation, there's no space. So of course, everyone's going to be reactive. No one's going to want to hear anyone's point of views. Everyone's going to feel like they're right. And it becomes, goodness gracious, what the internet has been such a, I'm like here like massaging my temples because of what I've witnessed. And even, a couple years ago, like being caught up in that, Louis, I wanted to ask you, what does it really look like to observe the mind? Should it be visualizing thought as an external object? I feel like I think too much about what observing thought should look like. Great question, Louis. Great question. Observing thought, take a little tea. Observing thought is more of like non-reactivity when the thought arises. You're there and you just see it. You observe it. You don't get caught up in it. I know with it seems like it means like to observe it, like to just stare at it, but what essentially happens with observing, or you can even say noticing, is that once you fully see it, that thought will fade away. When I say fade away, it doesn't mean you forget it or things like that. What's happening is that through that observation, naturally space is created, right? So when you are observing, it's not a matter of what it looks like. And I think you said something that was Very important. So thank you for sharing that. It's not when we think observe, the human mind will think look, right? Because when we observe, we look. But when I say observe the mind, we're actually going beyond our senses. It's more than just looking. There's a sense of awareness, right? There's a sense of an awareness that we can become aware of. You can become aware of your feet right now, and you can just observe that. Are you observing it with your eyes? No. You're being non-reactive towards awareness of your feet, awareness of your hands, awareness of your shoulders, right? We always do the inner body meditation in every single live, and that's the purpose of it. Awareness. So observing is essentially awareness, being aware of the mind, being aware of the thoughts that are flowing through our mental fields, being aware of the emotions that are arising, right? It's a sense of awareness. So it's going beyond looking. You don't need to visualize. It's being there and essentially allowing whatever is coming up, whatever it is, just to be there, without reacting to it, right? And reacting can come in a way of fear. It can come up as fear really encompasses just about everything. But I like to say fear, feelings of anxiety, feelings of depression. How else do we react? Feelings of sadness and unhappiness, whatever it might be, those emotions, or, whatever that conditioned pattern is that we just do. Like when I snap, that's essentially what happens when there's no space. Just a reaction. There goes a thought, react. There's no thought, space, respond. It's just thought, react. So yeah, great question, Louie. We're not essentially looking at anything. We are observing by becoming aware of our awareness. And that is powerful. Jaden, welcome back to Here Now live stream. Here Now live stream number 16. Let's go. Ronan, peace. Peace, family. Peace. So good to have you back. Much love. So grateful for everyone in the chat. Yes. Hey, Morcie. I hope all is well. How are you? What kind of tea is in your cup? I'm exhausted, but glad tomorrow's Friday. This tea right here, I mixed it up a bit. There's a bit of raspberry leaf tea in here. A raspberry tea, raspberry leaf, and then raspberry. And then this tea that I got at a permaculture camping trip. There was this guy, he traveled South Africa and he brought back this tea, and he told us all about it. It's all herbal teas, and that's what I'm drinking. I mixed it, so it's a nice, good tea. These are some gems. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We got to let the world know, Wagwan. We got to let the world know. We have to, it's time for us. It's time for us to have this shift in consciousness. We're talking new earth, man. And we are the new earth. You're here and Here Now live stream. We are the new earth. The way we're speaking, this is our consciousness is shifting. We're not just reacting to what's happening, right? What's happening are what's happening in our external world, our thoughts and emotions. We're not just reacting. We're pausing. We're becoming aware. We're becoming aware that we're aware. And that's a game changer. Game changer. You want to talk about being a sovereign being? We must invite space into our lives to be sovereign. Otherwise, what came up in my head was those puppets that have the strings on their hands, and it's like there's that puppeteer that's like controlling it. If we're just reactive, that's it. But the moment we invite in space, clip those strings, we're free. We're free. We're sovereign beings. We're sovereign beings, you know? Yes. Just Sean. Yep. I notice when I react to something, I also take note of what triggered me to respond that way. There you go, Just Sean. That is a huge part of awakening, a huge part of healing, right? Healing is letting go of the past. Healing is letting go of the past. So it doesn't mean that when we're triggered, we shame ourselves. No. That's actually great. Our triggers are great, because guess what? That's showing us, right? What's causing discomfort? What's causing that reaction? And so when you take that moment to take note, you're inviting in space. You're saying, I choose not to be a prisoner or shackled to the past. I choose to step into the present moment, right? Powerful. Powerful. You got that quote as your wallpaper? There we go. Never forget. Never forget. Here's the thing. Once you know, you can't unknow. That's the beautiful thing about awakening, right? Once you know, right? Check in. Inner body awareness. For me, that's one of the most powerful spiritual practices that you can do. And listen, you don't need to go buy anything. There's nothing you need to bring awareness back to your body, the groundedness of it. That's it. You step out of the mind and into the body. Powerful. That is why I lead Here Now live stream with an inner body meditation, guided meditation every single time. Because it's a reminder that when you bring awareness to your body, you are inviting space. When you bring awareness to your body, you're inviting space. And I just had it escaped me. Yes, but when you invite awareness to your body, you immediately connected with source, right? It's that any emotion that you're feeling, emotions, things like that. Emotions are a mirror of thought within the body. So once you bring your awareness into the body, you're no longer attached to thought. You created space. So essentially what's there is only a sensation. That's it. And that eventually fades away too. Many times a big process is just sitting there with that sensation. It doesn't feel like anything, that emotion. It just feels like energy and motion, but there's no story attached to it. Right? So, inner body awareness. Jaden, do you have a favorite crystal or stone you like to wear or just have in your space? Honestly, I've been attracted to this one a lot lately. This one I would say is my favorite. I wear it the most. And I got to get the name for y'all. I had the name. It's somewhere. I had the name. This one I'm very drawn to. It's blue, throat chakra. It's very telling that I wear it every time for Here Now live stream. But I get it. I resonate with it the most at the moment, and I get so many compliments on it. Like, it's the one stone that whenever I'm out, someone's like, I like your necklace, or I like your stone, or something like that. And I'm like, thank you. And I take that as like a mirror to the world. Like, this is like, has an energy of expressing yourself, and just another reminder to express yourself, to follow your purpose, follow your mission, be aware of distractions and stay focused. That's what it reminds me of. we're definitely going to dive more into information overload. For sure. That was just a little snippet, but I did say like the good juice of it, but we're diving in more. Let's see. I feel I was doing what you explain, only the mind likes to overcomplicate the process. So thank you for the simple explanation. I am aware. There you go. Yeah, you know what? It's so interesting. It's like when you observe the mind, it's so interesting. You watch how the mind overcomplicates it, but a lot of it, it's not the mind. It's not just the mind, right? I like what I've learned is to differentiate, because I realized that the conditioning of the mind is what overcomplicates it. But when we start to shift our perspective by being in observation, then we can use the mind to our advantage. Because when we are just living off of those conditioned patterns, it feels like the mind is our enemy. And it's not. It just needs to be trained. How I see it is like you get a little puppy and you bring the puppy in your home and you never show the puppy to go poop on the little cloth in the corner. You never take the puppy out to go poo outside. You never show the puppy, how to be a domestic pet so that it doesn't ruin your entire house, basically. And that's often what the conditioned mind does. It's just going based off of what it's learned from its environment, and we don't fully know what it looks like to truly observe it, take care of it, and truly understand its process. And so when we know, like, hey, listen, observing the mind, it's not complicated. It's so easy. It's the easiest thing ever. And then after that, the mind's like, okay, cool, right? Now, here's the thing is that I would say that the mind relaxes, because what's happening is there's two things. There's the mind and then there's awareness, right? And I think that's huge. A lot of, that's a huge to differentiate, is that awareness goes beyond the mind, right? That's why I say we are beyond the busy mind. Right. And there's so much that especially within teachings around spirit, words cannot convey. Right. There's something within the Tao that says that, it mentioned about space, but it's like, I have to get it completely for you. I think I have it in my phone, exactly what it said. But it's like, if you can name this aspect when you're in observation, right? The word we attach to it will not be right. It limits it. The Tao says that can be named is not it. So if you name it, you've already reduced it, right? And this is the biggest reason why I try to be as clear as possible, just so that, the mind doesn't take up so much energy, because the more the mind is relaxed, the easier it is for awareness to expand, and the easier it is for us to be aware. This is why it's so important to repeat positive affirmations. Listen to music that affirms who you are, that affirms your goals, that affirms your intentions, that aligns your heart, right? Your mind, your spirit, that you're in an environment that is feeding you with love, essentially. So your mind is relaxed and not like, then it's just gonna be like, right? It's very helpful, but like, it's interesting. Like, even if the mind does that, it's like when you're aware of the practice of observing the mind, still you're able to be beyond it and observe it. So yeah, for sure. I will continue to be sharing this. I have some things up ahead for y'all. I'll be sharing it soon. That was like very interesting. But yeah, I'll be sharing it soon with everyone, and I think many will be happy. I know I am. But yeah, It's not a complicated process. It's so easy. That's why I do it all the time, every day. Whenever you're aware enough. When you're aware enough. I have a whole collection of crystals and stones. The most recent ones are carnelian and blue apatite. Nice. Do you wear them, or you meditate with them, Jaden? Or is it one of the, you have it on your desk or dresser? Louis, I tend to experience sensory overload, which feels like an intense anxiety that makes you want to sit in a dark room. So information overload is a thing I do experience often. Yeah. I myself even notice, like, for me, just in general, regardless of information overload or not, like fluorescent lights I'm not a big fan. I love natural lighting. So like when I'm in my room, most of the time, during the day, my window is open, so natural light comes in. Very rarely do I have the light on in this room. Fluorescent lights, like lights are just like, it's like a lot of stimulation, and yeah, and one of those things is like it brings up that feeling. And I can tell you, Louis, when it comes to observation, one of the most powerful practices is being aware of the entire process, just being aware of that the motion, like, how do I say, emotions are energy in motion, right? So even that feeling of anxiety, if you follow the flow, when you follow it, there's presence in that, and it brings ease in the moment, immediate ease, and it allows you to shift your relationship with whatever's causing it. Allows you to say, like I said, like light, there's a lot of information with light. That's why we're like, I'm gonna close myself in a dark room. I'm gonna like not have a lot of lights on, so oh man, totally understand that. And having conscious practices of learning how to use the internet properly. I bump into so many people where, I tell them what I do. I'm like, hey, I am, I'm a content creator. I share information about present moment awareness, things like that. And there's so many people who are like, I don't like the internet. I don't like social media, things like that. And the thing is that, like, I get that for sure. I get that. We got to take breaks from it. For me, it's a matter of knowing how to use it and knowing your limits. So if you don't know your limits, you're definitely going to dislike it. You're going to find yourself caught up in the algorithm. You're going to find yourself caught up in this pendulum of social media, this energy, and getting caught up in it and swaying with the pendulum. Not fully aware that you can step out of it. Social media is so stimulating, right? I mentioned shorts before, right? I'm just going to talk about the topic. Usually I have this whole, like, what I do, but I'm just going to talk about the topic. But it's so stimulating. And one thing I notice is that, like, of all the platforms, YouTube has always been my favorite. It's always been my favorite of the platforms. I'm on almost all platforms. I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, Twitter. I do have a LinkedIn. I got to use it a little more. But yeah, and it could be a lot to juggle. But the reason why I like YouTube is because I appreciate long form content. I appreciate long form content. And that's a big reason why I enjoy Here Now live stream, because I feel like I can take my time speaking. I feel like I can appreciate more the space in between words, the space in between sentences. Whereas, with short form, you'll notice like in videos, it may not just be short form, but in just videos, even YouTube videos, have you noticed where there's videos where they cut out the space? So what it looks like is the person is just continuously talking. They're continuously talking, and that is not natural. In conversation, in day-to-day conversation, there's no cutting out the gaps of space. So by constantly consuming content that cuts out that gap of space, it creates this high stimulation, which leads to high reactivity, which ultimately leads to all of these mental health issues that are arising, especially within the younger generations, the generations that are very used to on-demand content, on-demand movies and shows, and just content in general. Cutting out that space, oh my gosh, I am not, when I just see that, I'm like, Sometimes even with me, I'm like, all right, definitely like continuing to speak slower, being aware of the space, right? Even as you listen, give your awareness to the space in between words, sentences. It slows down the mind. It quiets it down. You become more responsive, less reactive, right? And that's huge. It's huge. Louis, yes, haha, I can't stand to go in the kitchen because the lights are white. I want to look up some more research on like fluorescent lighting and like, because it's so interesting. Yeah, I definitely like very lucky that this home, it's a home I basically grew up in, has so much natural lighting in the house. So like during the day, we don't need lights on. And like if a light is on, I'm like, why is this light on? Like it doesn't need to be on. So I know for myself, like when like I always need a house that can shine in that natural light. Otherwise, it's not going to work out for me because manifest it. It's already mine. I already know it. You're welcome, Louie. When I fall asleep, I usually have one of my lamps on the side of my bed. If I'm tired enough, it doesn't matter. If I still have the lights on, I'll still fall asleep. Okay. Yeah, YouTube is definitely the best. These shorts, though. TikTok reels, they are definitely information on crack. And here's the thing, I definitely use those short-term content. It's like little bits of those little clips. But the thing is that is like, it's more of a way to say, hey, like, come to HNL live stream, like it's definitely, and see, that's the thing is like, you want to talk about information on crack, right? Think about the algorithm of consistently watching the shorts, right? And you're just like, next one. So all of this information is coming in, and there's no time to process it. There's no time to be there with space, to even recognize space, right? When it comes to observing the mind, one big aspect of the practice is recognizing space, recognizing what is not happening. And it's in that space that we can relax into the moment. It's in that space we can relax into the present moment. And it allows us, like, you want to talk about concentration and focus, right? So much of having this information on crack, it creates a short attention span, because the mind has created this idea, this I would say, it's not this unrealistic idea of how to receive information. So what happens is, let's say you are working on a new purpose, you're stepping into a new purpose and you're building something, you're building a business, or you're building an organization, what have you. Reality is, it takes a bit of concentration, it takes focus, it takes presence to be there fully, to be there what you're doing, and to give it your energy long term. And when we're constantly stimulated, what that does is it creates this whole generation of individuals who don't have the attention span to work on something long enough to see it through, to understand that the journey and the destination is right now, that every single thing we put out doesn't need to go viral. Because, it's a big thing, right? Living for virality, living for viral content, especially with TikTok. That's a thing. I myself had to really step in and out of that, you being an observation of thought and realizing, like, yeah, it's a big part of creating and content creating, but it can also, if you're not aware enough, it can distort your relationship with your creativity. It can distort your relationship with what you'd like to share, your self-expression. There's a light and a shadow to everything. Same for shorts. There's a light and a shadow. That's why I still do it. And I like doing it. I love doing it. Because it is a great way to get these bits of information out there. But ultimately, my intention is to be like, hey, come to HNL live streams, or check out the longer form content, or things like that. Especially when it comes to the practice of observing the mind, Yeah. And Wagwan, that's so, like, the fact that you have the awareness to stop yourself, like, psh, that's gold right there. There's so many people who like, you can't, like, you can even notice yourself. Sometimes I notice myself in the moment, and I'm like, whoa, I was just mindlessly scrolling. All right, well, I'm aware enough now. I'm going to put this phone down, okay? Because that is, like, the energy. That's what the reels do. It's like high stimulation. And then you'll notice that, for example, let's say you take a social media detox, right? You detox from the social media, and then you come back. What you notice is how stimulating it is. It's just like when you take a sugar break, especially from artificial sugars. So you stop drinking soda, you stop eating candy for a long time, and you come back. Let's say you did it for like a month. You come back, you eat candy again, you eat it. Oh my gosh, this is so sweet. It's too sweet. It doesn't even taste real. And you don't even want it anymore. You don't even want that stuff anymore. It's the same thing with social media. You step away and then you come back and you're like, oh my gosh, this is stimulating. Like, I don't even like it. Like, I was watching something the other day. It was like this webinar for something someone was like, it was a free webinar. And I was just like, it was a Zoom. And I noticed, like, in the corner, there was nonstop just like messages going. And the way it was set up was for high stimulation. There was music. This person was trying to get everyone at a certain vibration, And I was like, this webinar is so highly stimulating right now. I was just like, whoa, and I was just like, yeah, this is not exactly my vibe. Everyone's different, but I was just noticing, that's a big thing, right? Notice that as whenever you're on social media, notice when there's super like high stimulation for the mind. Just notice it. You don't have to judge it. You could just notice it. And the moment you notice it, you're aware. You are aware. This is why I tell y'all, meditation, breath work. So many people say meditation is hard. Listen, y'all. The Here Now live stream community knows meditation is not hard. It's only hard because one, someone told you it was hard, and two, because the mind, right, it has not been put in a space enough where there's space for awareness to expand, for awareness, for you to observe. So meditation doesn't make sense for many. There's a lot of reasons, honestly, why I can go down, there's a couple things I know why many may not be comfortable with it, but meditation, being a meditative state, you can be active. So when I say that, there's more of a meditation when you're still, and then there's a meditation when you're moving. Like, for example, when I'm in yoga, there's something called ujjayi breath. And it's this breathing where you breathe in, and when you breathe out, it sounds like the ocean. So it's like, so it's a long inhale like this. And see, remember, one conscious breath in, one conscious breath out, that's a meditation. And so you use the ujjayi breath while you're active, while you're doing poses, whatever it might be. That's a meditation. It's an active one. And it's important to do both, right? Important to do both. And so the more you prioritize taking care of your mind through meditation, you will recognize all that artificial stuff that's just trying to get you to react, trying to get you to think, not even think, like it just reacts. Like the way thought is happening is, like I said, thought is using you, right? Our mind is a terrible master and a wonderful slave. A wonderful servant. A master and a servant. It has value when we use it to serve us. But when we don't invite in awareness, we don't invite in space, it becomes our master, and that is miserable. That's why I'm here now, because let me tell you, that was my life. And it's not to say that I don't experience loops. What it is to say that I know how to step out of those loops. And I want to thank the heavens above for such gratitude for that. I wake up grateful for that every day, That's something that many of us on here, we already know. Remember, it's a practice. So you learn it once. You learn it, you consistently practice it, and it becomes very natural way of living, because essentially you're shifting your perception of life, of your life experience. Your life experience transforms. And that's what I'm saying. Observing the mind. Yo. And see, we're not chasing viral moments, just building strong community and adding value. There we go. When you have that, that's why I like the live stream, because you just flow and be you. Much love, Trendsetter. Much love. Yeah. It's such a beautiful, it's such a beautiful journey and process when you are truly aligned with your values. And because many times, like in the beginning, many times we don't really know what we want, right? Often it might truly take time to figure out what's best for you. Really, it might take time. It might take a little tweaking here and there. When I first started YouTube, I had different intentions. I was just like, okay, there was just like, not to say it was far away from what I'm doing now, but my intentions needed to be refined. What I thought I needed, I did not need. In fact, I needed my journey to be slower. I needed a lot of inner work and a lot of healing, right? Like my intention was to coach and things like that. And I was like, well, I know I got to work on me. If I'm going to help others, I definitely got to work on me, And I would say, I started in 2019. And if I go back to, if myself in 2019 were to know who I am now, myself would have been surprised at how long my journey was. But my inner journey is just indescribable. Like myself in 2019 couldn't even fathom the inner journey that I experienced. And my journey, I'd trade nothing for it. It was exactly how it's supposed to be. And I began to understand what I care about the most. What motivates me? What fulfills me? And it's like, it's not those viral moments. I've gotten viral moments, right? You get them and then it's like, it's so surface. It's not deep enough. And what I was looking was for depth in life, depth to feel in each moment. And I landed here and I'm like, namaste. This is it. And I'm going to continue to expand. It's a journey. Truly, it takes time to know what's best for us. So be here now, be in your journey, love it fully. And your energy, it says more than words. Words are beautiful, but your energy, it shares more than words. And yeah. I tried an Instagram detox to see how long I could do it. I only lasted about 6 or 7 days, if I could remember it correctly. Yeah. So one thing about when you're detoxing from anything or you're stepping away, a great way to shift is to replace it with something else. So instead of just saying, oh, no more Instagram, what you do is you replace it with something else. So you say, in those moments that I'm usually on Instagram, what can I do instead? So on my detox, I actually read a book about detoxing. So it enhanced my journey. So instead of being on the internet, instead of being on YouTube, like that was my favorite. I was like, oh my gosh, YouTube? Okay, no YouTube. I was reading, went outside a lot more. You end up, you literally communicate with other people who are here in real life. So always ensure that you have something that substitutes it. Even working on a new creative project, that is a great opportunity to use that space to tap deeply into your creative expression. Louis, I feel instant gratification really is prioritized in today's world. Fast food too, and many other things need to be about wanting something and needing it right now. Yeah. And that's exactly it. And the reason why is because that makes a lot more money, right? So we live in a world that is based in commerce, based in trading, based off of fiat currency. And often we forget that we can actually trade things outside of money. Like, for example, with my friends, I have traded life coaching for them helping me with social media. One of my friends taught me how to surf, and then I life coached. So I use a lot of my life coaching as it's a regenerative energy. So when like it's like, no, you don't really, if you, to keep it short, you don't always need fiat. You can trade your talent. And as long as you, in the mind might be like, what? Like, the conditioned mind might be like, what do you mean? Like, no one's going to want. Yeah, actually, if you set that intention and you put it out there and say, hey, I'm an artist. I wonder if I could trade this piece of art for this, right? Or, we all have talents and skills, and it can be used. And we don't have to, money is energy. It's nothing to be villainized. What it is, what we don't like is the greediness and the not seeing each person fully, not seeing individuals as people. And that's what we're not liking. And so what happens, especially with fast food, is that the love within food, it's not there, because it becomes this, like, it needs to happen quick. And often if the workers aren't happy, like, imagine the energy that's being put in that food. Man, it's unfortunate, because one thing I learned, I had a journey when I started cooking for myself. And I recognized how much love and attention and awareness I put into the food. And I was cooking for myself for a long time, and my starting my journey. And then I started eating out, and I would notice how, like, the workers would act. And bless their heart, like, if you've ever worked in the food industry, especially in the States, like, love to you, because it's a rough life. It's like, and see that energy of frustration, it gets put into the service, it gets put into the food, and there's no love in the food, and that matters. Like, that's energy being transferred, and it says a lot about a business, a lot about a culture, for sure. I deleted IG in 2018, haven't looked back since. I feel like it's useless unless you're running a business. Facts, Trendzetta, this is what I told myself. Like, I was having a moment where I was, like, questioning the internet, right? I was like, man, do I want to keep on, like, doing this? And I was like, if I wasn't doing this, like, if this wasn't my purpose, and being on YouTube wasn't the most optimal way of getting this information out, I agree. Like, if you're not running, like, a business, or you don't have something to share, there's not purpose or intent. Like, part of me feels like, yeah, it's pointless, because we talk about observing the mind, right? So many thoughts and ideas are futile. They're pointless. And so, like, for example, you hop on Twitter, right? A lot of people say Twitter's the worst. And honestly, like, I'm laughing because, like, Twitter's crazy. And one thing is that, like, when you observe the mind, you notice how many thoughts are pointless. It's futile. So the more you are in a meditative state, the more you give awareness to space, the more you're here now, you are not giving awareness to this futile thoughts, these things that they're just pointless. And so the thoughts that do arise, they hold more value. And that's why it's so important to use these technologies, use social media with intent. There's a light and a shadow to everything, right? When we talk about, that aspect of duality, when we see it, right? There's a light and a shadow to everything. And one of that is recognizing pointless thoughts, pointless ideas, there for the sake of entertainment, there for a good laugh. And you know what? We all need a good laugh, right? Laughter breaks through the ego. Nothing wrong with a good laugh. Nothing wrong with a good cry. There's so many little videos I saw that made me cry. I was like, oh, I needed that. But it's a matter of just like recognizing, like, when do you not need it? When is it enough? It's always mentioned, it's like, how can I shift my relationship with this thing? Right? Instead of blaming social media, just say, how am I going to switch my awareness, my relationship? Does that mean I don't use it at all? Hey, that's up to you. Does that mean I'm only on it for a couple minutes a day? It's up to you, right? It's all about life. Life is all about shifting your relationship with what's happening. And again, what's happening are thoughts, emotions, external circumstances. Shifting your relationship with thoughts, shifting your relationship with emotions, and shifting your relationship with what's happening. And the more you do that, you have a shift in consciousness. On top of that, you notice space. So what's happening and what's not happening, right? Yo, powerful. Hey, Life Thought Share. What's up, my moderator? It's enough when screen time exceeds 60 hours a week. Wow. 60. See, a big part of me too, like, I count like even being on Here Now live stream as an aspect of being on, like, obviously I'm not like on social media scrolling, but it's also like my eyes being on a screen, like that's also a thing that I like to keep in mind too. All of the light coming into my eyes and the sensory, like, I like to be aware of that too. Just bring it into awareness, Louis. I feel the old ways I am drawn to, like patience, slow living, and long-term gratification, and encouraging that mindfully, not only for my sanity, but for my health, stability, and life too. Yes. That is why it's so, so important to be aware of our relationship with social media. Like you speak about the, long-term gratification, right? We might say, like, in the long term, when you have that perspective, like when you talk about, for example, gratitude, right? One thing I always say too is, like, when you practice gratitude, you prioritize present moment awareness. You prioritize observing the mind. You realize that you don't actually have to be patient for anything. Like, you don't need to be patient, because patient implies that you need to wait to feel happy, and that's one of the things that's, like, within society that we don't recognize. Like, we don't have to subscribe to that narrative. We can actually feel gratification in the now. And that's a big part of Here Now live stream, is exploring and sharing what gratification feels like now, right? We call it slow living. Why? We're living slow so we can actually feel, so we can actually be, so we can actually make conscious choices for ourselves. And we're not living off of reactivity. We're recognizing, like, oh, I'm not like a huge part of the population, that is working for the weekends. Living for the weekends, I remember when I first left grad school, I felt gratitude for the fact that I forgot what day of the week it was. One day I was doing my thing. I was like, what day of the week is it? Like, what time is it? And I was like, that's how you know you're present. You're not super consumed and, you're living. That's how you know you are inviting more presence into your life. It's like, it doesn't really matter. A day is a day, and yeah. And so when you prioritize being here now, you realize patience isn't really a thing. It's the same thing with desire. Desire holds that same frequency of, when I get this, I'll be happy. And that takes away from fulfillment, feeling fulfilled. When you hear the word fulfilled, how does that make you feel? For me, it gives me a rush of life. I feel like comes within me, and it comes right now. It doesn't come from what's happening. It doesn't come from what I receive. Although, it doesn't mean to say, oh, we don't do anything. Like we don't have projects that we work on. We don't have things we'd like to see come to fruition. No, it doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that we choose to not live a life where we don't do anything. And I find that that's a huge misconception about present moment awareness, is that you end up being this I don't know, this person who, I do know, how do I describe it? A misconception with present moment awareness is that you don't have drive to build and to create. And that is the complete opposite. In fact, present moment awareness gives you so much life that you're so here now, you're fulfilled now, and everything else is just an addition. It's added to your life experience. It's not something you live for. You're not living for it. It's a part of your purpose to do it. It's going to happen because it's a part of your mission, right? And so easily now, you can drop the importance. You can drop attachment. You can live fully being here now, right? So yeah, that's another great topic, right? Misconceptions about present moment awareness. I'm going to mentally keep a note of that because I think that's really helpful. Jaden, I think I tried to replace it with having the intention of doing my art more, but it didn't happen as I thought it would. Jaden, whenever you set the intention to do so again, just have a plan. Have goals. I don't know if you were here for that live stream where we talked about SMART goals, but I encourage you to look up SMART goals. And it's essentially you're creating goals that are undeniably reachable. They're clear and undeniably reachable, and it allows you to stay focused on your journey. One thing that I notice about stepping into something new is that in the beginning, we might be a little bit ambivalent, or, we might be a little bit, I would say, like hesitant about stepping in, because it's like the mind doesn't know much, right? The mind works based off of the past, the conditioned mind. So we just have to prove to ourselves, we have to put in within our minds, like program within our mind, like, hey, like you can do this. So you step into something new, and once you start seeing more progress, once you start seeing progress, like, look at this, I am reaching these undeniably achievable goals. It gives you, you're like, yes, now I'm going to do it again and again and again, right? We talked about self-doubt the other day. That's the reason. Setting goals that are not reachable. That's when that taps into our feelings of self-worth. I had to realize that. There was a point in my life where I was like, man, I don't feel a sense of worthiness, because for me, I was setting these unreachable goals. Like in my head, I was like, oh, I could do this, but there was a little bit of like, I don't know if I can. So if you have a goal and you question yourself and you say, I don't know if I can, just take that goal and split it in half until you can tell yourself, Hell no. Hell yes, I can. I said hell no. Hell yes, I can. And then that's a good goal. You do it, and then you keep, and you enjoy the process. I'm telling you, like, enjoying the process is present moment awareness. All right, present moment awareness. Louis, I imagine Twitter being like, I am right and you are wrong, war every day, all day. Oh my gosh, that is so Twitter. That is, sometimes I can't help but laugh. Like, and also I can't be on there for a long time. A lot of my feed, I appreciate my feeds on all social medias. It shows me that when I hop on, I am watching content that is conducive to myself. So like a lot of my feed on Twitter, it's a lot of like tweets that have to do with spirit and a lot of just like wisdom. It's great. And then you always have that occasional like stuff that pops up on the feed, like violence and stuff. And I just like kind of just like click it to like go off. When I say violence, it's like people fighting and really odd, like it makes my stomach turn. And often it comes from like people who you follow. If they like it, then it shows up on your feed. Like it doesn't even have to do with what you were watching. It's because someone you followed was watching it, right? And wow, like I just had this like, that literally shows why it's so important to be aware of your environment, the people you surround yourself with, right? If you're around someone who is constantly, absorbed in certain things like futile thinking, just like, purposeless information, and then they're around you, then that comes into your energy field. That's what, honestly, and like we can even dive into that aspect of social media, is that in many ways, social media is a mirror of how we engage with the world. And that's one aspect where I was like, okay, well, if I'm going to be honest with myself, let's be honest. Like, okay, this is on my feed and I don't like it. All right, well, I'm just going to say, don't show this anymore. I do that all the time, like with YouTube. Like something will pop up because I watched one video and I'll be like, no, don't show this anymore. And so you can do that on your feed so that you can have exactly what you need. You don't need to, you can choose it. It's a conscious choice. You must be consciously aware. So in many ways, like your feeds will show you like what you're choosing to put into your consciousness. Shows us that, we do have a lot more control than we think. We're not, how do I say, I don't know the word, but we don't have to feel like we're being controlled by it, because we're not. Like I said, when you know how to consciously respond instead of unconsciously react, game changer. Like you can't be controlled, you can't be manipulated, because you see. By the way, anyone here, be sure you download my free guided meditation for observing thoughts and emotions fade away. Link in the description. Be sure to check that out, use that. It's a very helpful tool and aid when it comes to observing the mind. I'm telling y'all, this is a game changer. When we talk about social media, we need to be in observation of our thoughts, because we don't know what's being fed to us or why. And often at the end of the day, we just need to be in observation of our mind, body, everything, so we can be aware of what's in our energy field and what we don't like, Louis, I practiced SMART goals today. My first goal was to get out of bed, something starting off so simple. The rest that followed were more complex, but the pattern was created and I got more done, more than I usually would. Louis, I am so proud of you. I'm so happy to hear that. I'd like to share with you too, like, getting out of bed is one of the greatest accomplishments that I feel like for myself. Like, I want to say, like, maybe we can do that right now. All right. We're going to do gratitude. When it comes to gratitude, there have been, like, I'm feeling this too. Like, I'm feeling my emotions arise. So many days where I did not get out of bed. And getting out of bed is the first step to, like, everything. Like, it's like, and so when I found myself getting out of bed more and more, I found more gratitude for it. And getting out of bed and then making the bed, right? Because there's nothing like having your bed made. It's so nice. But it's like stepping out and allowing yourself to put one foot in front of the other for the day. Because often it's like, when you stay in bed for too long, it gets like the thoughts, when we talk about those thought loops and those emotion loops, it becomes more overwhelming because you're just laying there, and also the body needs to get up and move, right? So, getting out of bed, the greatest accomplishment. Like, kudos for you. So happy you're using SMART goals. What? All right, look at here now, live stream community. We're growing, we're learning, we're transforming. What? All right, what am I going to use here? So, gratitude, everyone, gratitude. Let me know in the chat, what are you grateful for today? Louis inspired me. I'm going to say gratitude for getting out of bed today. Gratitude for getting out of bed today. Guys, get some sticks. If you are interested in plant-based incense, check it out. Natural Choice, link is in the description. Today we're going to use Palo Santo, pure natural incense. Experience the natural difference. Our incense is made the old-fashioned way, from scratch with raw natural ingredients, which include spices, coconut charcoal, wood powders, tree saps, and aromatic oils. You are very welcome, Louis. Gratitude for the simplest things. Gratitude for your feet on the earth. I do grounding every day. Gratitude for your feet on the grass, on just like there. Gosh, I forgot the exact, like, there's like an energy. It's like there's like certain types of energies where you're receiving energy here, like at your crown, and then on your feet. And that's why I say, like, the earth will transmute a lot of negative energy, right? The earth, that's the beauty, that's love. That's why we must ground ourselves. And the world we live in, like, awareness is love. Like life, when we connect with nature, we ground ourselves, our bare feet on the grass, on the ground. It's transmuting those energies. It's healing us. Just Sean, I'm grateful for source and awareness. Namaste. Your source and awareness, man. It's one of those moments when you sit and you're like, I'm aware right now. What a blessing. Those are the things that can easily, we look past. Not we, but, when you're caught up in the pendulum of society. And I like to reshape my language because it's like, these thoughts really aren't our own. These ideas, they're not our own. And, no thought really. Maybe, what we have is a unique expression, and the thoughts that we receive, we can put it together in a unique way that no one else can. Yeah. But ultimately, in meditation, right? When you give awareness to space, give awareness to no thing and just being, you sit there in the moment and you say, I am not young, I am not old, I am not a man or a woman, I'm not none of those labels, right? I am not whatever your job description is, you are not. You are literally just being, right? Truly, truly, truly. I don't have a word, but it feels nice there, right? We talk about experience the joy of being, right? Forgot how I led there, but yeah. I forgot how I got there. Ronan, gratitude for nature. Yes, thank you, nature. There's this tree that I meditate by every single day. Oh, it's like, thank you. Thank you for showing me how to be still. You ever heard of that quote? It's by Eckhart, When you look at a tree, you become still too. It's true. When you look at a tree, you become still too. And that stillness, it takes you deep. It reminds you of your essence, reminds you. Because it's easy to forget. I wouldn't say easy, all right? I'll say we forget. So we must remind ourselves. So we must sit in stillness. We must shift our relationship with space. That's another thing. Gratitude for space. Trenzetta, I'm grateful for the opportunity to be grateful and appreciate the gift of the present. I used to hate life and lack gratitude so much. Gratitude for the gift of being grateful. Yes. Takes us back to those moments, just like you said, where you are so resistant. We get so resistant with life, nothing to be grateful for. And it's like, gosh, what a life to live, right? And when you start welcoming that into your life again, your perception starts to shift. You're fully here now. Your awareness, it expands. Grateful. Grateful to appreciate. Grateful to be grateful. Yeah, realized I was just young and not fully conscious. It's those moments where, that's what I say, for me is, there's nothing in my life that I regret. Everything arrives in the moment for what it was. Man, there was moments where I think about when I was younger and I'm like, man, that's a little embarrassing. But that Morcie had to walk so this Morcie can run. That Morcie had to be, reactive to the world, sense of unhappiness. But I honor her. I honor that moment. I honor those struggles. do not put that aspect of myself down. I honor and I send her love, right? Send her love. And I say gratitude for saying, man, I'm so appreciative. Just the little things. Like, I wouldn't have been as grateful for getting out of bed in the morning, right? Had I not had difficulty. And that's what to say. That's why it's like, we don't have to suffer. We don't have to. We don't. But if life leads up to that, then that's just our life experience. And so it'll lead to that so that we can appreciate the little things, like getting out of bed in the morning. And we realize that they're not little things, actually. In many ways, they're huge. Huge. That's exactly what starts your day. You don't get out of bed, you don't really fully start your day. And that's huge. And often we overlook that first step. And it's like, yo, gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Louis. I'm grateful for nature, awareness, peace, wisdom, other animals, the physical body that works for me, even when I fall into unawareness, energy, and pineapple juice. I love the pineapple juice added in the end, Louis. Transetta, thank you so much. I appreciate the energy exchange. Much love, much love. Thank you for supporting the space. Transetta, I'm glad I can see the brighter side of life now, and I'm just grateful for each day. And the opportunity to be in spaces like this one and learn with like-minded individuals. I really felt glad to see the brighter side of life. Man, yo, so much gratitude to recognize that. Like, for many of us here, darkness was an incredible teacher. And darkness is an incredible teacher. Darkness does get villainized, right? But it taught us what light is, right? Light and darkness, they're divine counterparts. If there was no darkness, light wouldn't be anything. Once again, it's a duality. It's a matter of a level of consciousness, you know. Some may say they're the same. Yes, they are the same in a different dimension, in a different state of consciousness. But when we talk about, all right, we talk about the 3D. We talk about what is what we experience here in this human body. We do experience this aspect of darkness. However you might, explain that. Anything can be our teacher. Anything can be our teacher in life. This is how I live in life. Everything is my teacher. And darkness is my teacher. Silence is my teacher. And darkness has taught me, darkness has taught me how to be aware of my own mind, to be aware of my own thoughts. Darkness has influenced me to do that. And like what? Some may not say this, but gratitude for that. Gratitude for darkness. Gratitude for darkness as my teacher. It was a part of my journey. It brought me here now to this space. Gratitude. Gratitude. No one, you may not want to go back, right? We don't want to go back, but like gratitude. Wow. See the light. See the light of day. I see the brighter side of life. The Rise of Jade. Hey, welcome. Welcome back to HNL live stream. Nice kitty. Thank you. She's sleeping. She's taking a little nap. It's so funny, like on certain live streams, she's so like 2 live streams, she was so talkative. But now she's chilling. She usually chills. But she's resting. Her name is Queenie. Do you have a cat, Rise Up Jade? Trenzetta had to grow in the dark. Have you ever heard of how lotuses, well, I think the lotus is the flower that grows in the mud. There's another plant though. Well, we think about this, right? Growing in the dark, right? There we go. Life thoughts shared. You got it. Seeds grow best and faster in darkness. Yo. I was about to say that. Like, when we plant a seed, it must grow in darkness. And even if you think about it, right? That seed is inside of soil. And when that seed starts to open and the plant starts to grow, the plant must push through the soil in order to reach the sunlight and then begin to feed off more and more of that sun. And there's so much wisdom that nature teaches us, especially planting a seed. And it's interesting, like thinking of that analogy, is that that in that darkness, we were seeds that were planted. In that darkness, we had to grow. We grow best and faster. When I talk about catalyst, this is why when I'm here with y'all on Here Now live stream, and I hear about y'all's journey and how we're seeing the brighter side of life, I feel emotion run through me. A reminder, like, we came far, y'all. We came so far. And we're here right now. We're here in this moment. We experience the aspects of life. We learn lessons. We grew in the dark. Pressure makes diamonds. And we're here. And for me, that's enough. Being here is a beautiful accomplishment. No, I don't have to do anything. Being here, what a major accomplishment. Living this human life. I don't know if I've shared this quote before, but it's a quote that says, life is difficult. The moment we acknowledge and accept that, life no longer becomes difficult. It's when we stop resisting the darkness, we stop resisting the uncertainty, and we're just like, you know what, it's difficult. What happens is it aligns. It's not the difficulty that's holding us back. It's the resistance. And and here goes Kitty. I think the Rise of Jade, she definitely heard me talking about that. Now she's here to visit. Boo boo. There's quite a lot here on this desk. There's not a lot of space for it. You want to come on my lap? Come here. Come on my lappy. No? Alrighty. Trendsetter, it is what it is. There we go. Hey, it is what it is. And it's kind of just like, hey, I'm just gonna it is what it is. We let it roll. We align with the moment. Also, the environment for the seed to grow needs an environment that supports it, bringing awareness to our environment. And what or who you surround yourself with helps the flower flourish. That's a beautiful analogy as well, right? Especially, whoa, this chair just went down. Especially, when you have like beautiful gardens and things like that. Too, Louie, And Life Thought shared, actually, he knows what I'm talking about. So we were with a group of friends. We were in Chicago. I actually have this video posted, so you might see it. It's a short. It's like a minute and 30 seconds. It's a great video. And we were hanging out, chilling on this wall. And we saw this dandelion. It grew through the crack of this really tall wall. You wouldn't think, you would say, how did this plant grow through a wall? It doesn't necessarily, it wouldn't quote unquote, okay, have an environment that quote unquote supports it. What that dandelion did, what that plant did, was choose to acknowledge what was already there. And it grew. It had no expectations of, oh, in order to grow, I need water, and I need this, and I need that, right? It grew because there was sunlight, there was some moisture, and it did not matter its circumstances. That plant grew through the crack, and it bloomed, and it was so beautiful. And see, that's another analogy of sometimes we think we don't have support, especially in darkness, but we do. We do. We just have to acknowledge where it already exists, and that is where gratitude comes in. If I were to give that dandelion a story, right? A dandelion. Oh, the wind blew, the seed fell in the crack. Dandelion doesn't know that there's whole, the dandelion doesn't know that there's greenhouses where there's flowers that are fed by gardeners and given maybe organic fertilizers and compost and water. And that dandelion, that seed didn't know that. That seed said, oh, there goes some sun. Oh, here's a little moisture. I'll take that. I'll take that. Gratitude. And it grew. You know, often the mind thinks the conditioned mind, we think we need something else, but what we need is right in front of us. And that's when we learn and we grow through that darkness, yo. Kudos to that. Kudos to dandelions growing through cracks. That's what we are, y'all. We're dandelions growing through cracks. Gratitude to every individual here on this live stream. Much love, much love, much love. Here we go. Yes, boo-boo. I'm gonna do this. Would you like to go out here? This would be a fine time for some inner body awareness meditation. Let's go. Hold on. Let me read this in. Transetta. It's not exactly. It takes support. Yeah, man. We are supported. We are loved. And if ever there's a time in life where you don't feel supported, just ask aloud. Show me where I am supported. That's it. Show me where I am supported. We are all supported. If you're here on Here Now live stream, you are supported. And if there's an area in your life where you feel like you're not being supported, maybe that's the space where you're meant to discover what support looks like for you to be supported, right? For you to support yourself. The best way possible. Life is always, we might think it's a challenge, but life is gifting us with a shift in awareness of how to take care of ourselves. There's so many moments in life where I felt like I didn't have support. And when I stepped out of that limited thinking, I looked around and I was like, wow, support surrounds me. So it's one of those things, right? When you choose to see it, where attention goes, energy flows. Even if it's support in the slightest, it flows. Life Thought Shared, I just made a peppermint meadow sweet tea. Ooh, my blend. Peppermint meadow sweet tea. Ooh. Sounds nice. I'm going to do a meditation. Oh, okay. 1 second. Bam. One second, y'all. I'm a little congested. Alrighty. It's actually the first bell of the live. Wherever you are, I invite you to join me in this inner body awareness meditation and breathwork practice. Find a comfortable position, preferably a position that allows you to stay alert. You get comfortable. You can be upright like me, you can be laying down, whatever that looks like for you. Notice any tension in your body and release it. Or maybe simply just notice it. Close your eyes and follow the natural inhalation and exhalation of your breath. Awareness is love. Whatever you give awareness to, you give love to. Awareness is life. Whatever you give awareness to, you give life to. Take this moment to bring your awareness to your body. Wherever you give awareness, breathe into that part of your body, because breath is life too. Wherever you send breath to, you give life to. Start out with your toes to your heels. Your heels to your knees. Your knees to your hips. Your hips to your chest. Your chest to your shoulders. Your shoulders to your elbows. Your elbows to your palms. Your palms to your fingertips. scan your neck to your jaw. Your jaw to your entire face and head. Bring your awareness to your third eye and your crown. Take this moment to bring your fullest awareness to your entire body, following the inward and outward flow of your breath. Curl your lips just a little for you to have a slight smile. Smile down at your heart. Smile at your lungs. Smile at your gut. And any other vital organs that you would like to bring gratitude to. So many facets of the body work for us every single day. We may forget that it's nice to bring our awareness to what we may not be able to fully see, but feel. Because when we bring awareness, we bring life. Take a deep breath in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Throughout the rest of the night, in your day tomorrow, and so on, be sure to bring your awareness to your inner body when you are aware enough. Bringing your awareness to your body creates space. Space between what is happening around you and within you. Thoughts, emotions, external events. You invite in space through bringing awareness to your body. Wiggle your fingers, your toes. Open your eyes and return when you're ready. Eddie, that was a great guided meditation, Morcie. Thank you. You are very welcome. So glad you were able to join me in this beautiful meditation. I'd like to do a nice vibe check with everyone. Vibe check, vibe check. How's everyone feeling? How could you describe your current state of being? Louis, I fell into a deep meditative state. Haha, thank you. Yes, 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 you're very welcome. You're very welcome. El Chico, thanks again. You are very welcome. Very welcome. I enjoyed that too. It was beautiful. Feeling awesome like a boss. Let's go. Boss energy over here. How am I feeling? I feel, talking about life today, I enjoy all of our conversations on Here Now Live. I enjoyed our conversation today, specifically us chatting about social media, space, our experiences. So right now I feel life right now and support. Feeling life and feeling supported. That's how I'm feeling. That's how I'm feeling. You know, the cool part of coming on Here Now live streams, you get exclusive guided meditations. What? Live? What? And honestly, it's such a treat to facilitate it. It feels very nice. Feels very nice. And it's good to know it's like what I feel, all of you feel too, you know? As we're coming in with the vibe checks, anyone who wants to share, I want to thank everyone who has supported this channel, whether it's a super chat, whether it's a PayPal donation, giving this Here Now live streams a very conscious like, a loving like, sharing this with anyone in the chat. I would like to state gratitude for that. If you would like to support this channel, you can like it, of course, like what I named, liking, sharing it with someone, having them come on to Here Now live stream, super chats, PayPal. I have it linked below. And of course, those are not mandatory. Just if you feel you resonate and you want to give from your heart, go for it. I always appreciate an energy exchange. What else? Incense. I have the plant-based incense as well as the bookstore. My book list. Check it out. Those are all of the books that I have read on my awakening journey that still inspire me to this day. Check it out, check it out, check it out, check it out. And be sure to download my free guided meditation for observing thoughts and emotions fade away. Observe the mind, transform your life. Here Now live stream community already knows what's up. Louis, feeling supported and light. Ronan, feeling my awareness shifting. Yes, yes, yes. Adrian, OMG, you're still live. I feel you. I can't believe I'm still live too. What's been over 2 hours. Just Sean, I feel connected to me. There we go. Connected to me. What? Connected to me. Connected to source. What? El Chico, good night, peace and love. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for moderating. Get back to work, boss man. Adrian, use sage incense. Yeah, what did I use today? I used Palo Santo incense today. This one has a sage, white sage. Pretty cool. Sage incense, white sage. I need to write down too, like which ones are my favorite. I'm gonna do that in the box. Let y'all know what's up. Oh, you forgot that I was gonna be live? No worries. I'll be live every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday, 6:45 p.m. EST Standard Time. Yes, I want to thank each and every one of you for being here in this Here Now live stream space. Also, thank yourself for being here in this space. This space is dedicated to expanding our present moment awareness and recognizing how we can invite more presence into our day-to-day life, shifting our awareness, feeling more connected, feeling light, feeling supported. A reminder that we are not alone. A reminder that we are not separate, but an integral part of the universe. I want to send you all so much love. I want to send you all so much light. Sending you peace, sending you love, and continued presence. You use it? Adrian, sweet. It's so cool you know about it. Next time you buy it, check out my link. I'm an affiliate partner, so use that link. You help me out too. You help out the channel. That's really nice though. That's so cool that you use it. You found the good stuff. I'm not going to lie. You found the good stuff. I did not know about this until they reached out, and I was like, I like this. Like, I'm really not even just saying it. It's cool. Little incense sticks. Yeah, it's a little flavor to life. That's all. But yes, everyone, thank you. They look so good. Not your thing? It's all good. We all have different preferences. A little sage, a little Palo Santo, whatever makes you feel most comforted. All right, y'all. My friend made me an incense holder from clay. Would love to get them. Ooh. All right, y'all. I'm gonna end this live stream. Thank you all. Your energy is amazing. I will see you all Sunday, 6:45 p.m. EST. Much love.